Standing in the boy gallery lies a brown satchel containing some of Dahl's school reports. In September 1923, Dahl started at the local Catholic school in Landau, but he didn't stay for long. The local sweet shop in Landau, Dahl describes, was the centre of their lives. The only drawback with it was the terrible owner, Mrs. Pratchett. Described as a horrible old lady with black fingernails who was surrounded by filth and dirt, and she never smiled. Dahl and his friends decided to play a small prank on Mrs. Pratchett. Days were spent looking for an idea, when one day they found a dead mouse and placed it in one of the sweet jars. But this idea backfired, as Donald Sturrock explains.
And it ends with him, it's this rather lurid description of him being caned by all the boys responsible for the Great Mouse plot, being caned by the headmaster, with the evil Mrs. Pratchett looking on like a sort of witch from the wings and urging the headmaster to beat the boys harder and harder. And it's very, very typically Roald Dahl, that scene.
Dahl being a writer, you would assume he got great grades in his subjects, but he didn't. Dahl wasn't the best behaved student and his grades weren't the best. He often underperformed in most of his subjects. His teachers soon noticed he was excelling in creative writing and believed he had a strong imagination. His inspirations for some of his best loved stories come from when he was at school. Dahl loved chocolate, and he loved everything about it. When Dahl grew up, he wanted to work as a chocolate inventor, and his passions came true when he studied at Repton, a private school in Derbyshire. The great chocolate manufacturer Cadbury's had their factory next door, and every week Dahl and his friends tried new versions of chocolate bars and gave them a rating. Dahl himself tells us about this experience.
The big Cadbury's chocolate factory in England chose my school and my house in the school, which has about 80 boys, and there's lots of houses in the school. And the housemaster was sent 80 boxes of chocolate in plain brown cardboard, I remember it. And you open it up and inside were about 8 different bars of chocolate with different things in the middle. And you marked each chocolate 1 to 10 marks. And you made a comment. Rotten, delicious, beastly, too bitter, too sweet, anything. And we got these chocolates free on condition that we marked the paper. And then the master sent the whole thing back to Cadbury's.
As a child, Dahl got very homesick. He slept in the same direction as home. He kept in frequent contact with his mother, and in these letters home he tried to entertain his mother and family as much as he could, describing mainly the life he left behind. His mother Sophia kept all of his letters he wrote, and they are currently kept in the Roald Dahl Museum archives. If you would like to see more of the archive, visit roalddahl.com/archive.